Welcome back to another video on the channel. Today it is going to be Championship matchday predictions for Good Friday's games. I'm going to be starting things off at Ashton Gate, where can Leicester bounce back after a disappointing defeat last night against Chelsea in the FA Cup quarter-final? I think they will. They're also playing against a really poor Bristol City side, in my opinion. 1 win and 5 would also suggest that. I do think Leicester are going to have too much for them. Their quality is just going to show through a little bit, and I think it's going to overrun them. So I'm going to go with a 2-0 away victory. Next up, can Neil Harris's side bounce back after a disappointing defeat last time out? I think they will. They're also playing against a very, very strong West Brom side. But, like I say, Neil Harris has managed to get this team a lot more solid, conceding less goals, which ultimately means more points. I do think they're going to concede no goals in this game, but I don't think they're going to score any either. So I'm going to go with a 0-0 draw at the Den. Now, next up, can Cardiff bounce back after a disappointing defeat in the South Wales derby? I think they will. I'm just hoping for them it doesn't get to them the fact they've lost that game in the style that they did. Obviously, conceding that second goal very late on would have been a bit of a sucker punch for them. As for Sunderland, they've been really poor this season. If they were having this form at the start of the season, we'd genuinely be concerned about them. But the fact is, they had a really good start. They've dropped off now. They're going to be lower mid-table. And I do think Cardiff are going to get 3 points here. I'm going to go with a 2-1 home victory. Now, next up, can anyone stop this Coventry side at the minute? Obviously, they just don't know when they're beaten. That time against Wolves last time out just shows you all you need to know about the character of this side and the character of the club at the minute. Even though it looked like they were down and out after losing that penalty shootout, they've come right back again. They're going again this year. They're going to be playing against a really poor Huddersfield side. So I can't see anything but a Coventry win. It is just a matter of how many they get. I'm going to go conservative and go with a 2-0 win, but it could be a lot more. So like I say, 2-0 away win is my prediction, but again, it could be more. Now, can Hull stop this streak of draws, or will the Potters get something from this game? And I think they will. In the position that they're in, they're going to be fighting. And that's been showing in the last couple of matches. They've been fighting for every single point. And more importantly, they're staying in matches a lot more. And at the end of the day, if you're staying in matches, you're giving yourself that chance to succeed and get a point. I think they're going to get a point here at the MKM. I just think Hull can't put the ball in there enough at the minute. I think Stoke are going to be rigid and going to be hard to break down. So I'm going to go with a 0-0 draw. I think Stoke will be the happier of the two. Now, next up, we're at Carrow Road, where Norwich take on Plymouth. Now, can Norwich continue to improve on a form that's seen them go from mid-table mediocrity and looking like having a really poor season into the plus and giving them a chance to get promoted? Yes, I think they will. Plymouth have been really poor and they've dragged themselves into that relegation scrap and they could end up getting relegated. But I am going to go in this game with a 2-1 home win. And I do think Plymouth can get something from this game. They've just got to be a lot more solidly defensively and show a bit more. Show what they were showing at the start of the season when it comes to attack. But like I say, I'm going to go with a home win here, a narrow one. But like I say, a win for the Canaries. Over to Deepdale, where last time I said that Rotherham, I was going to keep predicting them until they won, but I fear that they've had their good game now. They've got that game out of their system and they're going to go back to losing matches. This is a positive, in my opinion, if you're a Preston fan, as they had to get a point eventually. They've got it out of the way. I think it's going to return to losing ways for Rotherham. I'm going to go with a narrow home win, but I'm going to go with a 1-0 win for Preston. Now, next up, we're at Loftus Road. Well, obviously, QPR have saved their season, in my opinion, where at one point it looked like they were destined for relegation. They've now pulled themselves up, but they've had a little bit of a hiccup in the last couple of matches. And they go to a Birmingham side that, again, are a desperate need of getting points. I think they're going to have to split the points here. I think both sides are going to get a goal, but neither of them are going to be able to take all 3 points. So I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw. I say both sides, I think they'll be settled for this. Now, we move over to Hillsborough, where Sheffield Wednesday, I don't know what happened last time out against Ipswich. It just was so uncharacteristic of this team at the minute. And obviously, Swansea coming off the back of a South Wales derby win, they're going to be full of confidence. So I think it's going to be a very tough game for both sides. I'm leaning towards a Swansea win, but I'm going to give Sheffield Wednesday the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to go with a 0-0 draw. I'm hoping that for them, they've got rid of all their concessions in the last game and they're going to come into this one in a different spirit. I'm going to go with a 0-0 draw. Now, moving on to St Mary's, where this is going to be a very tough game for Southampton. Obviously, need 3 points. We're going to continue to put the pressure on the front runners. And they've played Middlesbrough at what could possibly be the worst time to play them, as they seem to have looked a revitalised team again. I think that they've got rid of that Carabao Cup distraction. They've got that win against Norwich, and they've sort of kicked on from that. And it's really good to see. Obviously, Southampton have won their last 2 matches, crucially. And missing that game last time out against Leicester, and then having the international break, they're going to be desperate to get back on that pitch and start playing again. So I think they're going to win the game narrowly. Like I say, Middlesbrough are no mugs at this point in the season, so I'm going to go with a 2-1 home win. On to the penultimate game where Blackburn host Ipswich. Now, Ipswich are a fantastic side. It shows every time I step on that pitch at the minute, they look like a side that can compete. And obviously, Cardiff was a blip. They've bounced back. I think they're going to continue this run of form. They're playing against a Blackburn side that haven't won in a while. I don't think they're going to win this time out. I'm going to go with a comfortable 3-0 away victory. Now on to the final game. Watford got a massive 3 points last time out, but I just don't think they're going to have enough to get past this Leeds side. They've looked so impressive in the latter part of this season. And I think they're going to be another team that gets automatically promoted. I think it's going to be them and Ipswich that get promoted automatically. I am going to go with an away win here. A comfortable 2-0 win. And Watford, I think they're in trouble this season if they don't start getting more and more wins. So that just about wraps things up. If you have enjoyed, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.